Now E3 has shown us some interesting things about the new Zelda game Breath of the Wild. But when will this take place? Where does this game fit in the timeline? Well, I think I found an answer. Actually, I found two possible answers. Now there have been many Zelda games over the years, and it all started at Skyward Sword. The new Zelda game shows a lot of nature, and there seem to be almost no towns and cities, but we do see a couple of ruined buildings. So it seems to be that the world is very wild and untamed. The first timeline placement option for the new Zelda game might have something to do with Skyward Sword. But wait, before we go into this, I need to explain a bit of Skyward Sword's story. Centuries prior to the events of the game, the goddess Hylia, protector of the Triforce, fought a great evil threatening to destroy the entire world. To protect her people from being annihilated, she sent them far away, up above the clouds. Together with the remaining races of the world, Hylia battled the evil forces of darkness and ultimately managed to seal the evil power away. The legend was passed down from generation to generation. So the Mice came to Hyrule and took over the surface, and the Hylians went to the sky. So the Hylians stayed on Skyloft for a very long time, so their old settlements on the surface probably started to decay. Nature took over again, trees started to grow, vines grew all over the place, and slowly the villages and cities turned into forests. But after the events of Skyward Sword, when the Mice was defeated, they returned to the surface. But not all of them. Can you see where I'm going with this? Option number 1 could be that it takes place after Skyward Sword. Reason number 1, there aren't a lot of people on the surface. This is because a lot of the people stayed on Skyloft and didn't go back to the surface. Reason 2, all the wildlife and nature that we see in the game and the destroyed and ruined buildings. The buildings decayed over time as the people stayed on Skyloft, and now they just turned into ruins and nature took back the world. Reason number 3, the amount of actual settlements. Because the people have been gone for so long, it would take some time to rebuild everything. Now the second and final option could be after the Wind Waker. This is based on a couple of things. Reason number 1, we can clearly see the Koroks in the game. They showed it off in the demo. But the Koroks are said to have once been a race of humanoid children-looking creatures called Kokiri. But by the time they meet the young Link upon the Great Sea, they have taken on wooden bodies. The Koroks became these creatures when they gave up their human selves for the ability to fly, with the help of an item called a Deku Leaf. And these creatures only came into existence after the Wind Waker. So it could be that the sea from the Wind Waker disappeared since Ganondorf was defeated after the Wind Waker, and we do see a lot of puddles and strange water in the demo of the new game. But why was the land changed into a massive ocean in the first place? Well, that's because Ganondorf escaped his imprisonment and he attacked Hyrule again, so the gods flooded the land. This happened after Link and the sages sealed him away after Ocarina of Time. So as soon as Ganondorf was defeated, it had no use to keep the land flooded. This would also explain the ruined buildings. But we only know this for sure if we see Hyrule Castle, since Hyrule Castle also flooded after the Wind Waker. Another argument for this is the fact that there aren't any people around since they moved to New Hyrule. This happened after Phantom Hourglass, so the new Zelda game would be after Phantom Hourglass, not Wind Waker. So we go even deeper down this timeline. We will just have to wait and see. Alright, before you go I have great news. But first, throw all of your t-shirts out of the window right now, because it's finally here. The Good Game merch store, with all new designs from all kinds of Nintendo characters, Mario, Link, Kirby and Monster Hunter. So click the links on the screen right now or for mobile and tablet users in the upper right corner.